full story, and that's what we were sort of trying to reveal this semester. Noah, yes, he did continue Earth's civilization by building a ark, but he also was a drunk. David is an awesome king, but is also an adulterer. And Moses, yeah, he did lead the Israelites out of slavery, but he was a murderer. And so you see what I'm saying? You guys have heard these stories. You don't know the full story. Not all of you. And Hosea is one of those things that is never discussed in Sunday school. Because if it is, I would question why your Sunday school teacher is teaching you a story to 5, 6, and 7-year-olds about a prostitute. That generally is not taught in Sunday school. I know that my children are probably not going to read this until I give them a talk or something. They're not going to, you know what I mean? Because what's the prostitute? What do they do, Dad? You already hear the questions. So so this is definitely a story that while I joke around about it, it's an awesome story that really parallels to the gospel. So I hope that I have a really short message. It's about 20, 25 minutes long. It's really cool because this is a really casual meeting. We didn't really have a song and thing and Clinton Hannah and stuff. So it's just a really short one, nice and casual. But I hope that if you haven't read Hosea, you get something out of it. Even if you have, I hope you still see the gospel within it. So just to sort of overview Hosea. Okay, so Hosea is a minor prophet. Okay, it doesn't mean he's less of a prophet. It's just a shorter book than Isaiah and Jeremiah and stuff. And we're going to be going over the 1 through 3 sections. So we're going to be talking about Hosea and Gomer. Okay, so those are the two characters that you only need to know about. Hosea and Gomer. 4 through 14 is sort of like Hosea warning Israel about punishment and prophecies within that. So we're not going to go over that for time purposes. We're just going to focus on 1 through 3, and mainly chapters 1 and 3. Those are the main two that we're going to be talking about. But before we sort of dig in tonight, could you pray with me? Lord, we come to you tonight with open hearts and open minds, just wanting to learn more about your word, Lord. And it's just amazing that each and every person in here has a story, has a testimony about how they came to know you, Lord. And I hope that tonight I can sort of reveal a little more about how each and every one of us in our story can really relate to Gomer, can really relate to the people in this story. That we don't look at this story and say, oh, poor Gomer, poor sinners. That we look at this and say, wow, this is a parallel to what Jesus did for us. So I just pray that your words just come upon us, Lord, and that this just be about you, and that it all be focused on you and what you do. And all this in Jesus' name. All right. So yeah, we're going to be in chapter 1 to start off, verse 2. So if you guys turn there, okay, you're on there. All right. When the Lord began to speak through Hosea, the Lord said to him, "Go, take to yourself an adulterous wife and children of unfaithfulness, because the land is guilty of the vilest adultery in departing from the Lord." So, and I'm adding the words here, he followed the Lord's command, and he married Gomer, daughter of Diblaim, and she conceived and bore him a son. All right, so what do you think about those first two verses? What's going on? I think all of you guys here have, you guys are Christians. But if there's a non-Christian here, I think they'd be wondering, what kind of God is this? What kind of God is going to ask this godly man that we know of, he's a prophet, so he's probably a godly man, to just go off and marry a prostitute? You're like, is this the Great Commission or something? Is this what you guys are? Not the Great Commission. But you get what I'm saying. Why is God doing this? Why is your God doing this? That's what they'd be asking. And I think even ourselves, if you haven't read Hosea, are asking, what is God doing? Even if you do have a relationship with him. Why is he asking all this? Whenever I read those first two verses, I immediately go to, in John, it's 13:38. I don't have it memorized. I looked that up. I do think of Peter right before he betrays Jesus. Jesus tells him to lay down his life for him. basically do whatever I tell you. And I think these two verses really show that Jesus means what he says. Um, just sort of relating it to my life, I think I, I, I look at Hosea and God asking Hosea to go marry a prostitute. Just relating it to my life, I before I was saved was just entrenched in sexual immorality. I was a senior in high school, and it was just a part of my relationship with my girlfriend, who was still my girlfriend at the time. But anyways, I remember whenever I said, hey, I went to youth group and I got saved my senior year, and I remember we were watching Glee. Me and my girlfriend were watching Glee, and I told her, hey, I think we need to stop having sex. I think we need to we need to have a relationship with God. And I didn't want to do this. God just put this on my heart literally 2 weeks after I got saved, and I was like, no, God, you can be in my life, but you can't be in there, you know. And and I don't know. Whenever I see these two verses and God's asking Hosea to do this, I think he might have been in the same position as me. It doesn't say that. I'm just speculating, but I like to think that maybe Hosea was sitting there do I really have to do this? You know, I got a good life. You know, that's what I was thinking at that time. I have things together, God. Really, I didn't. But I was thinking that, and I think Hosea's thinking this exact same thing. He's just like, all right, I'll do it. And that's eventually what I got. Now by the grace of God, 2.5 years later, where we have a relationship with Jesus, and just sin and just keeps being removed from our relationship. It's really awesome. But yeah, so whenever do you guys see that? Just sort of, I can relate to Hosea here. I think each and every one of you has a story that's different from mine, and I think you guys can relate to Hosea in the fact that God asks you to do some things that you thought you could never do, and you can't. You can prove that. So yeah, so that's just what I think about these first two verses. So moving on, verses 4 through 8. So that's sort of the gist that you could take from those first two verses. Whenever God says, "Lay down your life for me," you should do it. You should follow His command. Okay, so if you're taking notes, that's sort of what you learn that. So then verses 4 through 8, and now this is intense. Um, okay, so then the Lord said to Hosea, "Call him Jezreel." This is Hosea's son he's talking about, "because I will soon punish the house of Jehu for the massacre in Jezreel. And I will put an end to the kingdom of Israel. And that day I will break Israel's bow in the valley of Jezreel." Gomer conceived again and gave birth to a daughter. Then the Lord said to Hosea, "Call her Lo Ruhamah," which means not love. I did not know that. That's in my study notes. "For I will no longer show love to the house of Israel, but I should at all forgive them. Yet I will show love to the house of Judah, and I will save them, not by bow, sword, or battle, or by horses and horsemen, but by the Lord their God." After she had weaned Lo Ruhamah, which means not love, Gomer had another son. And the Lord said, "Call him Lo Ami," which means not my people, for you are not my people, and I am not your God. Okay, that's pretty intense. um, I think that whenever I first read this, I actually read this the first time the year after I got saved in my youth group, and I felt that God was really a bully here, because you don't really get the background. I mean, if you read the intro to the book, you know that Israel is doing bad things, but you don't really get the background. You just see God right off, just go marry a prostitute, stop what you're doing. She's gonna cheat on you. Have 3 children, and let me give you a background. Okay, so Jezreel, he said, call his son Jezreel. That'd be like me calling my son Judas, or living in Germany and calling him Adolf. You just don't do that. It's a bad. Jezreel was a ruler who at first was for. Correct me if I'm pretty sure I'm right here. He was at first a godly man, but then he punished people too much, and then God basically cursed him. Am I correct? Yes, I am correct. Um, so yeah, so it'd be like I said, it'd be like me calling my son Judas, like a person that betrayed God. That's pretty harsh. You know. Then think if God told you to name your daughter, her not loved. Like, that's a bully. Like, that is the definition of a bully is just the, like, putting down people. And that's just what God sounds like right here. I mean, it really does. And then third person, not my people. I mean, yeah, I didn't have to explain. But really, in all honesty, it's because we're just looking at it from the surface level. So, like, people can twist the Bible and make it say whatever they want on a surface level thing, but whenever you actually dig in and study why God's doing this, you sort of understand why He's doing this. Okay, so Israel, basically what they did was they were apostasies. I looked this up on the internet. I'm not that smart. That is not a word I made up. Apostasy is basically somebody who turns away from their God. So it can be in any religion, but this is obviously the only true religion. But yeah, so anyways, Israel had turned away from God. They were apostasies. God would consider them apostates. They worship Baal, who's like this Canaanite god who's seen all throughout the Old Testament. The Israelites just keep going back to him. I don't know why. It's just a statue, but they worship Baal. They were involved with murder, so they basically like practiced lawlessness. Now, like lawlessness, like they just like didn't obey God's laws at all. Practiced murder. They would lie to commit murder. They would steal to commit murder. It was all about murder, covetousness. They were trying to covet everything, steal everything. And the biggest thing was sexual immorality. And the reason why I think that is because God uses this story to translate it to Israel. He uses a sexual immoral person to show Israel what they're doing wrong. So, in reality, on the surface level, God looks like a bully, but in reality, God is just. He is righteous. He can't stand sin. He can't stand being disobeyed. Just plain and simple. He is everything that is good. He is, like, if you think of a good judge, think of a guy that's better of a judge, and that's God. Okay? Like, he is the best judge in the world, in the universe. And so, Israel's disobeying him, and they're disobeying him deliberately. They're not just doing it like, oh gosh, they don't feel convicted after they do it. They are clearly worshiping Baal to the highest extent. They're not even, like, I don't even know if they even know about God still. That's how bad they're disobeying it. Like, Baal is their God. Like, when you're like, wow, they're really stupid. They're sitting there worshiping a statue. No, like, we also worship shopping and TV and video games and stuff. So, like, don't think we're any better. Don't think that this nation is any better than Israel was at this time. I mean, we still worship things, but like they were deliberately turning away from God. And so God's like, okay, I have to be just here. I have to show you somehow a punishment that is due, that is worth giving. And so he does it through Hosea and Gomer. So yeah. And can I just say something about sexual immorality? Because I was reading this thing on the Design God about a month ago, and I always thought of like sin is sin, because sin is sin. You know what I mean? Like if I covet Chris's video games, that's just as bad as murdering someone, for sure. Like sin is sin. Sin in itself is bad. There's no worse sin. And I think that's a concept that is not understood by non-Christians. But I think a concept that isn't understood by Christians is that there is sin that is more dangerous. If you look at the sin that God mentions in the Bible, more than anything that you need to stay away from, it's sexual immorality. Because it just grabs a hold of you. And the reason why is because it's a gift from God. God didn't give us murder and say, hey, this is a gift. I'm going to give it to you. Husband and wife should come together and murder each other. No, it's a gift given by God. So that's why I really think that God is using Hosea, this story. He's talking about sex so much in this story. He doesn't really talk about it. I'm talking about it more than he does. But just the concept of it is is really wrapped up or involved in it's entrenched in this story for the baseline. And it's because I think God really wants to warn us that you can't get involved with that stuff. Um, yeah, so I just had to go off on a tangent on that. But yeah. Um, so anyways, so now you sort of understand why God sort of has the right to do that to Hosea, why he's setting an example. But Jesus, no, um, Hosea 3, I think we'll sort of we'll turn there now, and I think you'll sort of see, I think you'll sort of see, yeah, you'll see something. Okay. All right. So chapter 3, we're gonna read verses 1 through 3. You can read 1 through 4 if you're better than everybody else. Okay. The Lord said to me, the Lord said to me, go show your love to your wife again. Though she is loved by another and is an adulteress, love her as the Lord loves the Israelites. Though they turn to other gods and love the sacred grazing cakes. So I bought her for 15 shekels of silver and about a homer and a lethek of barley. Then I told her, you are to live with me many days. You must not be a prostitute or be intimate with any man, and I will live with you. So, chapter 1, we saw God as this bully, and then we dug in deeper and we sort of saw, wow, he is righteous, he is just, he is true to his law, and whenever you violate it, there are consequences. And so even whenever Hosea has given Gomer all this love, and they have 3 children now, they can build their white picket fence and live happily ever after. But she runs away from him. She doesn't only run away from him, she runs away from him to sin, if that makes sense. So whenever non-believers, they don't just run away from Jesus. Like they're not just like, I don't care about anything. They run away from Jesus to sin, to something else, to another idol. And that's what Gomer did to Hosea. And she felt this shame, that she wasn't worth anything, that she wasn't. And my friend, one of my friends is just, he's my best friend, and he just gets so sad whenever he sees, because there are so many women like this in this world that don't understand that they are loved by Jesus. So they feel shame. They run away. They think, I don't deserve that. Even girls who go to church, they'll get a taste of it, and they'll say, no, that's too much love for me. I don't deserve that. And that's what I like to think Gomer did. I'm sort of paraphrasing this story, if you can't tell. I sort of like to add things in my head, but I hope that you guys can see what I'm seeing. That she feels shame and she runs away from Hosea and says, I don't deserve this. But then in chapter 3, we see redemption. That's the first word that comes to mind for me. Um, so I shared with you my testimony a little bit, and how now I'm a new creation. I'm in Christ. That's my identity and stuff, obviously. You see that happening with Gomer here, or Hosea showing Gomer even more love after she runs away from him. So I like to think of this as like a Hollywood movie. Okay, so Gomer's like they're like selling prostitutes. Okay, and Gomer comes up on stage, and so she's sitting there and they're like, okay, how much money are you gonna sell this woman for? And Hosea breaks through the doors and says, I'll take her, and I'll give 6 ounces of silver and 10 pounds of barley, and I want her. And all the guys in there okay, she's just a prostitute, you can take her. But Hosea is I want her. He's not just saying I'll take her. He's like, no, I will outbid anybody in here for her. And I love the word bought in this sense, because it really translates to the gospel. It's not only sweet, it's a very sweet gesture that Gomer runs away from him, cheats on him, says I don't want, at least their 3 children, and Hosea still comes back and buys her back. But I love the word buys or word he bought her because it totally relates to the gospel in that sense. The parallel to the gospel and the fact that we are all Gomer and Jesus bought us with his blood. There's actually an exact verse. So if you would turn to Galatians 3, um, 13 through 15. I'm going to read from the New Living Translation on my phone, not texting. Just because I like it better, because it says blood in there. But the concept is the same. Um, so is everybody there? Galatians 3, 13 through 15. Just keep in mind the word bought and what it means here. Is everybody there? Okay. So, Christ bought us, this is Paul talking, to the Galatians. Christ bought us with his blood and made us free from the law. In that way, the law could not punish us. Christ did this by carrying the load and by being punished instead of us. It is written, anyone who hangs on a tree, on a cross, is hated and punished. Because of the price Christ Jesus paid, the good things that came to Abraham might come to the people who are not Jews. And by putting our trust in Christ, we receive the Holy Spirit he has promised. Christian brothers, let me show you what this means. If two men agree to something and sign their names on a paper, promising to stay true to what they agree, it cannot be changed. Okay, so 14 and 15 are in there just for context purposes. But verse 13 where it says, Jesus bought us with his blood. First two is anybody who hangs on a tree. But Jesus took that wrath that we deserve and bought it with his blood. And that's what Hosea does with Gomer. He buys her back. And he not only says, I'm going to buy you back and just despise living with you, he says, you will live with me many days. I love whenever he says that. That's not me making it up either. That's not me paraphrasing. He says in verse 3, you are to live with me many days. You must not be a prostitute or be intimate with any man, and I will live with you. So it's not just you will live with me, you will do everything because you owe me. It's you will live with me many days, and I will live with you. That's what marriage is. It's living with each other. And I don't know, I just love this love story here because it totally relates to Jesus. You know, like Jesus wants to live. He not only wants to live with you, he sent the Holy Spirit to live in you. You know? Like, he's just like getting more and more intimate with us. Like, so first he's God, and back in Hosea's time, it was just God who ruled over. And then he said, I'm going to live among them and be intimate with them. And then we kill him, and he says, I'm going to live in them. I'm going to send myself to live in them with the Holy Spirit. And he did this by purchasing us with his blood. I got that from Jefferson Baptist, by the way. You guys want to know. I didn't come up with that. But yeah, I hope tonight that you really saw the parallel to the gospel in this. If you've never read this story, it's pretty cool, isn't it? If you had, maybe you already have thought of this, and maybe this is just reiterating something, but I think the gospel can never be reiterated too much. So I'm just going to close with this, what John Piper said. He's a pretty godly dude. Um, he did a sermon about Hosea, but he did it more about like marriage and how like Hosea and Gomer he talked more about their marriage. Not he still obviously talked about Jesus, but he didn't really relate it back to the gospel. But I liked how he talked about Paul, and he said that Jesus is trying to convey in Hosea that he's not Paul. He's not an idol. He is an intimate and personal God. And I don't know. Think um, I think that only God can turn the story of a prostitute and make it a beautiful story. You know, that's really cool for me to because I think it's even